Hi, this is Pat Walker at Mission Winners. We're looking at a few stocks here and just trying to get some ideas. And I get a lot of questions from people from VIP saying, hey, could you kind of frame up like what you do and things like that? I said, yeah, that's a good deal to do. Years ago when I taught on the university level, so I love teaching. A lot of people just give ideas, which is great. That's fine, but I like to provide some education with it, and then you have the knowledge base to help you make better decisions. I guess you can say it's passing the baton. It's giving some power. So anyway, that's what we like to do. So we're looking at a couple of stocks here, all right? Just show you a few things. And I'm going to show you some that are working just to kind of go through. Here's a stock that we own, all right? And you can say, well, this is really nice. You know, I can see that. That's trending. That's easy to see. Folks, I have to share this with you. If you constantly just look at past winners and never slide the chart back and look at the chart before it made its move, you won't get better. That's one of the things that we teach and coach is how to get better. Isn't that why we're doing this? I mean, seriously, we're only here for a limited amount of time. We're trying to get better. So here's GSX. She's like, boy, that's a really nice trend. Well, let's go back in time. That's kind of like from Back to the Future, isn't it? Barney. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. So we go back to here. This is what we were looking at. And here, this was my trigger. First off, we like to focus on stocks that have great earnings and or great sales and are in good groups. The quarter before this stock broke out, revenues were up 440%. Baby, that's a trip to the bank. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're after. Now, you want to see something neat? Look at the nice long base. There's something else you should look for. Always study price and volume. I always say this, people talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. I was an IBD meetup co-leader for 12 years, and this is the stuff we talk about on stage. Look at it's going sideways, right here. Look at that volume, folks. It hadn't broken out yet, but you know what they were doing? By Jove, they were voting. Look at that sweet potato pie. That's what we're after. Now, do this. Advance it one day. Oh, it triggers on good volume. There you go. Your trigger going through $17 a share, roughly right in here, is your buy. And comes back, goes up, pulls back on less volume, and then it walks up. By the way, you see this moving average? That's the 8-period exponential moving average. There's a lot of research that went into that through the years. Some of it's related to what's out there, and some of it's related to Ed Secoda. But look at this baby March. You know what I call that? I call that sweet. That's nice. Now, this is the daily chart. Something else that's very useful to do is look at the weekly. Here's the weekly chart for you. Now you can say, oh boy, that's really nice. No, let's do the tactic. Slide it back, and what do you have here? You have a cup, and it's formed a handle. Here's the cup, forming a handle. If it takes out the highs of these bars with volume, that would be a buy. And again, I look at the weekly and the daily side by side. And so let's advance it a bar. Boom, they voted. This is the weekly chart, pushing through that spot. Off it goes, and it takes off. Now, do they all do this? No, gosh, no. But it's nice when they do. And isn't that our goal, is to find ones that can move? So you can say, well, Pat, can you give me some constraints as far as, you know, what moves, why things move? Yes, I'll tell you, this is a fact. This isn't an opinion, it's a fact. The vast majority of stocks have either great earnings and or great sales. You could say, well, that doesn't tell me squat. What do you mean, 18%? Let's quantify the number. And again, I taught statistics years ago, so yeah, this is kind of my deal. Here's what we're looking for, folks. Try to focus on stocks that last quarter's earnings were up 40% or higher, or the average sales growth for the last 2 quarters was on average 40% or higher. So there's one of them right there, and that's nice. Taking off. Here we go. Let's go back to the daily. So this is stuff we're looking at. These are the things we talk about all the time at Mission Winners. We answer questions for the VIPs, which I love, you know, and make videos too. I love making videos. If you couldn't tell, I'm rather shy, so this helps me get out of my shyness. Just kidding. So here's one. Here's another one. IPHI just lifted across this top right here. Let's slide it back and do the tactic we talked about. Just clean tops going across here. Got a cup, little handle formation here, going sideways. And we said to ourselves, Yeah, I guess if it goes across this top right here, that'd be pretty good. And when it does it, folks, by Jove, look for some volume. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. We want to see them voting. And they voted. Look at that volume pickup. The day before the stock did right here, you see that? did 330,000 shares. We'll round up. The bar breaks out, 1.3 million. That's sweet. That's what we're after. That's what we look for over and over. So, looks fine. Let it work. Here's the chart now. And it's walking up the 8-day. And what did we do? We sold a little bit here into strength. Not all of it, which leads to another point. Again, I've been doing this since 1985, 86. A lot of people say, oh, you'll never go broke taking a profit. I got to share this with you. You will. You go, whoa, Pat, that's heresy. Oh, no. No, if your losses are bigger than your profits, you'll go broke. So it's very important. It's the stuff that we talk about. It's just really important that you have some good rules to get in, okay? And you have some good rules to manage the stock, and you have some good rules to limit losses. And you can say, why do you say that? You know who never has a loss when it comes to investing? Their name is called liar. You're going to have losses. And you go, oh boy, you're being negative now. No, it's just the cold hard reality. So what do you want to do? Focus on very clean and simple charts where when it breaks out, it can push away. And if it doesn't, you have a very simple tactic of selling some for a very small loss. I'm talking, 1 or 2% if you have to. You don't have to give it 5 to 7%. You can sell some for much less. It's a great tactic. I've used it for decades, and it works. Oh, which leads to another point for folks. Got to share this with you when I'm looking at charts. Just tell you, don't look at 5-minute charts. I'm making this video in the afternoon, and I haven't looked at a 5-minute chart today. I haven't looked at a 10-minute chart today. It'll shake you out. I'll tell you what used to happen to me years ago. I'd be watching a stock and it's doing good, and then I'd look at the dang 5-minute chart and it's dropping like a rock and it looks like the end of the world. It's like, oh no, I got to sell it. And of course I'd sell it, and I'm out of it. This thing stabilizes a day later and it starts going again, and I never get back in it. And I just watch the thing go. Don't do that to yourself. Just, kind of good to learn from my mistakes. So here, let me show you another one though, right here. Advanced Micro Devices, lift it off right here. Look at a clean shelf right here. Let's drag it across. Going sideways. It's a leading stock in a leading group. As I stated, we like to systematize things. Years ago, I just share this with you. Years ago, I used to periodically teach outdoor survival skills at higher elevations up in Colorado. You had to have a plan. In fact, I always used to say this to the people. You must have a plan before you need a plan. You need to know what you're going to do before you have to do it. That's true when you're at, 12, 13,000 feet plus in the snow and the lightning, which I've had happen, and you need it when it comes to investing. So same situation. So that's what we're at right there. You can see the points. So here's AMD going sideways. So that's nice. All right. It's in a leading group. It's in the top 10 groups. So we've quantified the statement, the idea, the tactic. Advance it. Boom. Look at the volume pickup, folks. As I said, people talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted. On this bar, the stock did, 32 million shares. On this bar, right here, 87 million shares. Ka-chinga! And bounces around, and it's off to the races. And you just pulls back, and it starts to go again. There we go. And that's where we're at. What's it going to do next? I don't know the future. Okay? But that's where it's at. By the way, there's the 8-period moving average again. Exponential moving average. Just walking up the line. Let the trend work for you. I've had stocks. This is the honest to goodness truth. I have stocks and have had stocks. I don't even have them on my front page. You go, what? Are you crazy? No, you've got a good cushion. You put a limit alert in, okay, so you don't get lazy and sloppy. And then what do you do, folks? Just let it work. Let it work. Let the stock work for you instead of your keyboard. I think if you do that, it'll really help you. I really do. Here's one, Alibaba. Long base right here. And you can say, geez, Pat, I don't see anything here. Well, let's do something for you. We'll shrink it a bit here. You've got a cup and a handle formation that you can see on the daily. And look at the volume spike when it pricked through there. You can say, well, that's the daily. How about the weekly? Check this out. Look at this. This is sweet. You've got a cup and a handle formation. And I'm going to do something for you to help you. Train our eyes. Here's the cup, and it goes sideways. There's another great tactic that we like to coach on. Note the open, high, low close on every bar. Look at this bar. Closes near the highs on good volume. You can say, that's a crummy bar, Pat. It closed and it's a red bar. Folks, as I said, this is the stuff we teach. Open, high, low, close. Look at this bar and look at the close. I'm going to do something for you. By Jove, I'm like a kid in a toy store. I have fun with this. Closes, I made this bigger, okay? See that? Closes there. This bar, you can say, that's a red bar. It's bad. Here's the close on the previous weekly bar. It gaps down, it falls, and it closes above the open. Right there's the open. You see that little red slash mark? There's the close. You see that little red slash? It closes above where. So folks, you can say it's a red bar. It closed above where it opened on the weekly. They frickin' bought it. They didn't sell it. The next bar. It gaps up, it falls, and closes right near the highs on the bar on the weekly. This is weekly. This is big picture stuff. They're hanging on to it. Everything's great. You have a big cup with a handle formation right here. And notice on the handle, the volume's decreasing. That's exactly what we want. Advance at one bar. Boom! They voted. Just like I always say, people talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. And guess what? They voted. That's the weekly. And it does this. And that's a nice move. That's a nice move. That's what we're after. Do they all do this? No. No, they don't. But it's nice when they do. And you let the stock work for you instead of your keyboard. It makes life easier. It makes life easier. That's the weekly. And then here's the daily again. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you. It's what we do. We have VIP members, and they ask questions, and we make videos for them. I make videos darn near every day, personalized videos, answering questions for members, just to help them. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I started doing this before there was an internet, all right? Trying to get answers to questions, you couldn't find them anywhere. They weren't out there, Try to go to the library. There really weren't many books written about this. And something that really helped change my life, I'll tell you, was before the crash of 1987. I had the good fortune, no, I shouldn't say fortune, the great pleasure of meeting Dr. Martin Zweig. And I will tell you, he saved me before the crash of 87. My managed accounts were basically out of all stocks. And it's not because I'm so smart. I just followed his lead as far as putting sell stops in at certain prices to protect ourselves. And no day trades. And it works great. So anyway, this is what we do. If you're interested in it, if you like this, click the like button. All right. I love making videos. I love talking about this stuff. I talk about a lot of different things, okay, at the different types of meetings that I'm involved with. But this is one of the areas that I talk about is stocks and stock selection and stock management. Stock management. No day trading. Let them work for as long as possible. So that's what we do. If you're interested, come on over to Mission Winners and take a look, all right? And you can see what we can do. By the way, you can say, mission, what is that? It's an acronym. I'm big on acronyms, okay? Markets, industries, sectors, stocks, institutional support, the O. And I learned this one from my son, one of my sons, all right, who works for a tech company, all right? And you could probably guess the name of it. Probably one of the most innovative tech companies there are in the world. And he said, I got it for you, Dad. The O stands for outstanding. I go, oh, I like that. Outstanding product, outstanding management, outstanding service, something outstanding. They do things better than anybody else. All right? And the N, and he also shared this with me, and I really like this. The N stands for never say never. And think about that. Folks, the biggest part of this game is not what's before your eyes, it's what's between your ears. Never say never. Have that positive mindset to continue moving forward and refining and improving your skills and knowledge.